welcome back everyone to Good Morning News. Good morning, Francisca.
Hi everyone, I am Francisca. I hope you are keeping safe and staying at home. Welcome to today's programs, and we have a lot of news to talk about, so you will enjoy it.
Today we have more than the news that we are waiting for. We have some interviews with the doctor and with the teacher, so I hope you will enjoy it and learn a bit about what we are having now. We are living during the pandemic, what happening in hospitals are with with the students, with our children, and let's think about what the experts say. So let's start with the news before. What can you say, Francisca, about what's happening in the world?
Well, Argentina has now recorded more than 500,000 infections of COVID-19, and officials confirmed that last week. The health ministry said that a lot of new infections had been registered over the last 24 hours. The figures arrive and debate over the future of the coronavirus lockdown, and though the restrictions that have been relaxed in almost all regions, quarantine measures remain in place, with many activities still yet to receive authorization to restart. President Alberto Fernandez's government ordered a nationwide lockdown on March the 20th, and mandatory social isolation rules remain for the first 2 months. Since then, some businesses have been allowed to reopen, though often with strict health and safety measures in place to ensure the spread of the virus is contained. However, in recent days, there has been debate over restrictions in the nation's capital. In Buenos Aires City, bars and restaurants were allowed to reopen last week, with customers seated at tables or streets, prompting crowded scenes at some establishments that did not or were unable to enforce restrictions. And making reference to the essence only indirectly, President Fernandez said to SI that it was not the time to see friends, offering an implicit criticism of the relaxation of restrictions for eating and drinking establishments in the city, which is controlled by the opposition. Nevertheless, pressure to end the lockdown remains strong. In recent weeks, several anti-government and anti-quarantine protests have been taken in the capital and in other cities around the country too, while business owners have warned that thousands more companies could be lost if the lockdown continues in its current form. Last week, healthcare professionals broke ground to plead with citizens to remain home and take responsibility for their actions, saying that hospitals and clinics are nearing capacity, and that staff are overworked and exhausted after 6 months battling the pandemic. That's incredible. Well, in my opinion, people who have the opportunity to stay at home and keep safe should choose that, because doctors or people who have the obligation to work every day couldn't do that.
Last Sunday at Monza, Italy, we had one of the most exciting Formula 1 races of the last years, with the victory of the French driver of AlphaTauri, Pierre Gasly. The Grand Prix started with Lewis Hamilton, the driver with most pole positions and podiums in history, at the front of the grid, after claiming the fastest lap of F1's history. Hamilton was searching for his 19th victory, and only one less than Michael Schumacher's record, while he was having his teammate Valtteri Bottas next to him. However, both Mercedes drivers didn't have their best day. Bottas was overtaken many times in the first lap and couldn't take back those positions. The other team that was in their days was Ferrari, but as the years go by, the teams got worse and worse. At Monza, Sebastian Vettel's brakes blew up, meanwhile Charles Leclerc has had a huge collision taking the parabolica turn, making the red flags go out and stopping the session. During this, Lewis Hamilton and Antonio Giovinazzi from Alfa Romeo received a penalty because they went to the pits when they weren't allowed. So Hamilton's lead disappeared when he went back to the pit to complete that penalty, going back to the grid and finishing in a disappointing 7th place. The driver who took the lead was Pierre Gasly from Kimi Raikkonen second and Carlos Sainz third. Raikkonen was overtaken many times because of being in a slower car and soft tires, ending the race 13. Meanwhile, Sainz fought against Gasly, but the French defended all the time and showed everybody he has excellent skills and conditions, claiming the first victory of his career, and like Sainz and Lance Stroll went third, their second podium. In the case of record, Hamilton has to wait at least 3 more races to become the driver with most victory, the same weekend that Kimi Raikkonen will become the driver with most races started, 323, record held by Rubens Barrichello. For the first time, the next race will be in Mugello, Ferrari home. Let's hope it will be as exciting as Monza was. What a race from Pierre Gasly, who became the first French driver who won a Grand Prix Formula 1 Grand Prix since 1996, when Oliver Panis won the Monaco Grand Prix in an incredible race, and the second victory of AlphaTauri, the first one with that name. Another one was when they were Toro Rosso, and the driver who won the race was Sebastian Vettel in Monza. Then between 2010 and 2013, he will become a four-time world champion. Now the races, remember, end with Pierre Gasly, Carlos Sainz and Lance Stroll in the podium. Then fourth, Lando Norris. 5, Valtteri Bottas. 6, Daniel Ricciardo. 7, Lewis Hamilton with extra point for fastest lap. Then Esteban Ocon, Daniel Fiat, and Sergio Perez. The other drivers who didn't score points were Nicolas Latifi, Roman Grosjean, Kimi Raikkonen, George Russell, and Alex Albon, and Antonio Giovinazzi. Remember that was for Nicolas Latifi and George Russell the last race with Frank and Craig Williams at the front of the team with the surname of the creator, Frank. And after since 1977, with 9 Constructors Championship and 7 Drivers Championship, with an incredible history in the competition. The drivers who didn't finish the race were Max Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel, Charles Leclerc, and Kevin Magnussen. The championship after Monza is Lewis Hamilton at the top, then Valtteri Bottas, Max Verstappen, Lance Stroll, and Lando Norris. The Constructor Championship, we have Mercedes again at the top, with Red Bull second, and McLaren with a fantastic year in third position with remember 2 podiums in this year. That is really a lot for the Zak Brown team and the history of the one of the most important teams in the sport. Well, let's hope that Mugello will bring us some emotion, and it could be again a victory very surprising. Well, let's start with the first interview of the day. So let's go. Please welcome to Mrs. Clark, who is a doctor in the hospital, our city hospital. Mrs. Clark, first of all, what can you tell you to us about the been in a hospital before this pandemic started. I'm talking, for example, the patients, you as a doctor, the nurse, and the whole people that are in that place.
Good morning, sir. Well, before this pandemic started, we could have many patients with different illness at hospital. Also, the steps that we took weren't as strict as now inside.
What are you trying to say with that answer that you provide before? Specifically, that the steps you said in the end.
I'm talking about our lives. Currently, I can spend time with my family, I can be with them because we must be with people who are positive, and that's hard for many doctors.
Oh yes, I know. What about the amounts of beds that you have at the hospital? Do you think that they are enough or not? Do you think that you may need more for attend every patient with COVID or not specifically COVID with another illness?
Just for now, today we have enough beds for infected people, but I think in 2 or 3 days we won't able to keep them in even or with respirators.
Oh, that's terrible that I am saying because to being a doctor saying that there will be sure that you are saying that there will be more death, and as you as a doctor it would be difficult to say it and assume it, and it's terrible. It's terrible. Simply terrible.
We can do anything to stop that unless we receive the supplies we need.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Well, Mr. Clark, thank you for your time, for everything that you have done, and keep going. We will do our best. We keep following the steps. We keep being careful, and let's hope that this will finish soon. Thank you for your time. See you later.
You're welcome.
Alright, now let's talk with Mrs. Jones, who is a teacher, and she's going to tell us about the virtual classes and nowadays education.
Hi, good morning.
Well, the first question that I have is about the schools before the pandemic. For example, how about the classrooms, and what things did you do that you can't now?
Well, I think that we can still do many things that we could before this. The only thing that we can do is evaluate children, but then the only difference is that we are in our houses now.
Oh, I see. So you are saying that levels are the same?
No, levels are not the same, but we try to make them as full as they were. Also, now we are able to use more tools that we didn't use before, children too, so we can have more interactive classes.
Yes, in my opinion, that's really important. So, I have other questions. Do you think that students enjoy having this kind of classes?
Well, it depends on the class and on the students. I can answer that, you know.
And are they learning as much as they used to?
It's like I said before, I can tell you because it depends on every student, and if you ask me later, I will give you the same answer.
Oh, I see. Well, I think that that's all for now. See you soon, and thanks for all your time.
Thanks for you for calling me.
Let's move to the weather. In the morning we will have a sunny day. and then in the afternoon it will be cloudy, and the temperature will reach 17 degrees. Tomorrow it will rain, and the temperature will reach 20 degrees. But in the weekend we will have some nice days, so it's only for tomorrow the bad conditions in the weather. Well, I think that's all for now. I hope you had a good time and get informed. So thank you for being there. Thank you, Francisca, for all the time today.
Goodbye everyone, see you soon in the next program.
Goodbye everybody, see you tomorrow with some news here in Good Morning News. Thank you, see you tomorrow.